Afternoon everybody, it's Dave Revs and today we're going to be looking at the Jackery Explorer 240. So I got this bit of kit, God, it must be about 6 months ago now, and kind of just thought of it as a little bit of a backup, to be honest, but it's been really handy, and thought I'd share some of its features and some of its benefits with you for anyone thinking about getting one. So Jackery do a number of these smaller sort of solar generators or power generators, lithium ion batteries inside. This one has a 240 watt hour lithium ion battery, which is 16.8 amp hours, I believe. It's not the biggest battery in the world. It can't sort of take over from something like a leisure battery in a camper van or something like that, but it is really handy as a backup for sure. And if you happen to be working outdoors or anything like that with power tools, anything that needs power to it, it can be really handy if you're not near a circuit. So I'll just go through some of the features. So we've got the input port here for charging the battery. So this can be done from a mains charger. It can be done from a 12 volt charger in a car as well. You do get the leads for that with the Explorer 240, but I think a lot of people use solar for these, so you do get a solar connector, and Jackery do their own solar panel that goes along with this as well. I think it's about £200, but I got one, not the Jackery one, but I got something very similar, and a couple of little sort of adapters that go into here on Amazon for about £100–110, something like that. So you can definitely get cheaper solar panels, exactly the same wattage, that will power this absolutely fine. I tend to use this as a backup when I'm out and about in camper van or something like that, you know, just if I can't be bothered to walk over to a main socket basically, and if it happens to be around. We've got two USB charging ports here as well. These are the 2.4 amps. So charging from these is not the quickest in the world, but it is handy if you've got something plugged into the AC socket, and you might have to charge something else. Maybe it's a GoPro or something like that. If you're out and about, these can be really handy for that. Got the AC socket as well, so that is exactly as it says on the front here. It's a pure sine wave connection, so you will get your smaller devices like phones and laptops and things like that will be protected when using this. And you've also got the 12 volt sort of cigarette lighter type socket on here as well, which I've ran a couple of things from actually. I've ran a TV, like a 12 volt TV in a camper van. You can get a good hour or two out of that running from one of these. I tend to get about, I don't know, maybe sort of 10 phone chargers out of it. Maybe 2.5, 3 times I can get my laptop charged using something like this. I've used it for an electric blanket as well in the back of a camper van. I've used it for a variety of things and it's not let me down yet. It is probably worth just mentioning that if you want to power something that's above sort of 240 watts, you would have to upgrade this, because this will not do anything above that level. So anything with like a big heating element, or anything that's going to draw higher power, there is a 500 and a 1000 version of this as well. I think there might even be some new ones out on the market, so you would need to upgrade to one of them. They do get pretty pricey, but I was watching this on Amazon for quite a while, and they do get some pretty good discounts on them every now and again as well. So if you're looking at it in its full price, maybe just wait a little bit if you can, and they tend to come on for sort of anywhere between 10 and 20% off at any given moment, especially around holiday seasons and things like that. It's about the size of a normal car battery, pretty much. You will probably be surprised at how heavy it is. It's definitely heavier than it looks, but yeah, I mean it's a pretty small size. You can fit it in pretty much anywhere you want. Throw it in the boot if you're going to be out and about in the car or something, if you think you might need some backup power. The quality of the unit's really good, so if you plug into any of these sockets, you then press these smaller buttons to activate the sockets and turn them off when they're not needed. That then brings on the LCD panel on the front. This will tell you what the input power is coming into the unit. So obviously that's 0 watts at the minute because it's not charging, but any time that you have a like a solar panel, or if you're charging it from the mains, it'll tell you what wattage is coming into the unit from there. Similarly with your output, so give me a second, actually I can demo that for you. I've got a phone charger nearby and a phone, so I'll just plug in here and get a phone connected, and then if I set that socket away, so hopefully you can see that there, we're drawing 17, 18, 20 watts. Oh, we're still climbing. Yeah, phone's pretty depleted, so it's pulling a bit of power. So yeah, around about 30 watts to charge my Samsung Fold. And then we also have, you just hit this display button to light the display back up if it goes off. We've got 97% charge in the unit at the moment. And then just to turn it off, you press the button again and just take out whatever it is you were charging. So we'll get rid of that. So overall, pretty impressed with this unit, to be honest. It's quite good quality. I think Jackery do some of the best sort of portable power stations out there. It's made of sort of a really durable, sort of heavy plastic. One thing to note, it can get a little bit noisy. So if you're charging something that is pulling quite a high power, I think I had a couple of things plugged into this at once. I had an extension cable plugged into here, and I was powering, I think it was a TV and a laptop at the same time, and it was drawing a relatively high wattage. The fans kick in to obviously just keep this unit cool, so it'll draw air in and blow air out on the other vent on the other side. And they can get, I'm not going to say super loud, but you know, if you were trying to sleep in the back of a camper van or something like that, you know, it might be a little bit disruptive to you. But other than that, really impressed with the unit. Would definitely recommend it. One of the other ones I was looking at the time was the Bluetti unit, which some of you might have seen. I've not tested that yet, but if I do manage to pick one up, I will definitely test that out and give a comparison. If this has been handy for you, please hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more reviews on bits of tech that I pick up along the way. Been an absolute pleasure. I'm Dave Revs. Thank you very much.